Yeah, we are.
There you are. You're live now. There you go.
God, I tell you what, it's an absolute nightmare, isn't it?
Oh, he's been getting away with it for 2 years, Ed.
I can't do anything. It's so bad. It's weird because you do it and you think, oh, I've got it, and then you'll do a live stream about a week after. You think, oh yeah, this is easy. This is no problem at all. But bloody hell! But anyway, welcome to a live stream. It's not really USR because there's a USR gentleman missing. He's on a night today. So
yeah,
I think he comes back today, doesn't he? He's back, isn't he?
He's back today, yeah.
Yeah. But
I'm not in next week.
You're away next week, so it's me and Matt next week. We'll have to find somebody for that.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Come on, Ed, come on again.
What are you doing next week?
I can come on. That's all right.
Oh,
I'll be travelling back from Chester.
I'll be in the future. Nice. I'll be in the future, but I can come
in the future. Yeah, you'll be in the future.
Well, what can we have, everyone? EdFive has joined me in Tez today.
Hello.
Hello.
G'day.
That's the one.
G'day.
Let's see. So we've got Matt Collection. Hello, Matt. How are you, pal?
G'day, Matt.
Matthew.
We've got the lovely Scuba. Good old Scuba here.
Scooby-Dooby.
We've got G4
G-Man.
Rolando.
Ronaldo. He's everywhere.
Yeah, he's everywhere, isn't he?
He's everywhere.
He is.
DTM here.
Dave. That was a nice to see his Ed 209 video the other day. That was nice.
Not bad at all.
Still haven't watched your new one, Shabby. It went out this morning, didn't it?
Oh, me and Lucy made it last night, and then I think it's watching all that Mode to Origins, a lot of Masters Universe on Comic Con because they've brought out some amazing stuff. They really have, and it just spurred me on. And
yeah.
Our side got me and Lucy 2 fingers, so I'll make it last. And I think I put it up about 3 o'clock this morning, so I couldn't sleep.
Yeah, I saw it go up. Yeah, it was the Eternia, wasn't it? Eternia playset.
We're stressing over this, mate.
So Hasbro was not going to make TVC plastic free. Well, we'll be talking about that definitely.
Oh yeah, it's all changed now, isn't it? Someone's wearing the daddy pants at Hasbro and made a good decision. Partially.
Hello, Jonathan. Nice to see you, pal.
G'day, Jonathan.
Hi, Hoppy.
Hoppy,
buddy.
Biker Scout.
Yo. Orlando.
I'm trying to find these pictures for you, Shabby. Hold on.
Oh, cheers, pal. All I need, I'll just tell people when we're starting. We're a little bit late because I couldn't share my screen for some reason with pictures. But I'm not, like I said, I'm not a professional.
None of us are.
Good old Tez will do it for me. Hi, Anthony. Looking forward to some good banter tonight. Still the best YouTube show. You're an absolute legend, mate. Thank you, pal.
Where the bloody hell are you?
Yeah.
That's true, Connor. That's true.
Yeah, it's true. Sorry, I'm looking for pictures.
He's looking for his own cans count.
Oh, they're all over Twitter this morning. I can't even find them. Yo.
Hey,
Luke.
Lucky
Luke.
Was it in the private chat?
It is. USR, well, kind of a USR, like we said. 2.0 of USR.
It's SRE. SRE.
What do we say when Monkey Boys is here? What is it? What's happening, Mother Funkers of Mother Flickers?
Oh, yeah. What's going on, toy Mother Flippers or something like that? He says something different every time. Oh, I got it. Yeah,
good old Des T. Oh, Baz is here. Hiya, Baz. It was nice.
Just caught the end of their stream last night.
Oh, it was good. It was a good one.
I wasn't sleeping at work, honestly.
Last night, wasn't it? I watched the last half an hour, and I think it was just them 2, wasn't it, last night?
Yeah. Do you know what I started doing? I started watching that stream, and then it was when you and Nick were on it.
Yeah.
And it was that was last week.
Well, it's a nightmare for me doing, especially British streams, because we're 5 hours behind here. So usually it's like I say, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. It's hard for me to get out of doing work. But if I had spare time and I saw him on, I thought, oh, I'll pop in and say hello. It was nice to talk to Nick as well.
Yeah.
So. Hi, Luke. I watched. Did you see his what was it called, that thing that's in the big Sasquatch thing? Bigfoot. Did you watch his
Bigfoot? Yeah, you take all the clothes off it. It was good, that, wasn't it?
I couldn't believe it. I thought that's a pretty impressive. Having the boots on and the you know. And was it a wrestling thing, Andre the Giant? I'm not a wrestling fan at all.
Yeah, it was. I think it was, wasn't it?
Yeah. Let's have a look.
Yeah.
Orlando. Everyone's saying hello to each other.
2 trees.
Mate, it's David. 2 trees. Hiya, 2 trees. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming in. Oh, hello, Michael Brown. Hello, pal. Nice to see you.
Michael.
So it's 12, so you must be on West Coast time. Yeah, it's 3 o'clock. I'm East Coast, so 3 o'clock here. All different times, isn't it, really?
10 past 8 in the UK.
Yeah.
4:30 here, 5 o'clock on the East Coast where Mike is. On Saturday morning.
Leather outfits.
Yeah.
Talk about
if you notice my thumbnails, as well, Claire makes them for us. So she'll make you know the Shabby Geek ones, and she'll do when I do a live stream. She's brilliant at it.
I thought it was all right, Steve. It was like Blue Oyster Bar, Cracker Jack.
Yeah,
it was like
You know, it's funny what we all remember in it. The Blue Oyster.
The Blue Oyster.
Police Academy's.
Oh,
Travis the Cade.
Gerard.
It's getting out of hand.
I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Well, our site's doing Salacious on Monday, that's a must watch. I can't wait.
He's doing Salacious, is he?
Yeah, he's doing Salacious on Monday, and
I did it last week.
You
so
did.
You were worn
good.
out.
It was
good, yeah.
So
you have to have stitches.
So I said to Ty, do you want to come on us, just do it like a rehearsal and so forth? And he said, yeah. So Ty said he'll come on in the last hour, so
yeah.
it'd be nice to see him.
He wouldn't say anything. He just sit there and nod.
Hey, Delvin.
He could be like one of those naughty dogs, just going like that.
Yeah.
Hey, Delvin.
Hey, Super.
John.
Hey.
All right, Mr. Super Awesome.
We got 42 in the chat, so that's awesome, man. Thank you all so much for turning up. I really appreciate it. Like I said, I'm not mad.
Smash that like button. Yeah.
What you doing?
Here he is. He's doing the rounds, isn't he, as well? He's everywhere, isn't he?
Like he's doing the rounds.
Got to do it.
Where's Matt? Matt's away this week. He's having some personal time, and he's gone away and having a good time with his missus. So we got the lovely.
He's taking the growler with him as well.
Yeah, he's got the growler going.
Yeah. There we go. Andre the Giant was arrested. He played Bigfoot. Right. Yeah, I watched your videos. I didn't know it was Andre the Giant who played him in the TV show, though. So, all right.
Yeah. Okra and coat glass. Yeah. God, I wish it was. Yeah. If only.
Let's have a look. I'd like to say lots of crazy good in the blue one.
Yeah. Oh, can wrestle in action, man.
Are you ready, Tez? Hi.
Hi.
Don't hit.
Oh, look at you today. Hiya, Jedi Berry. Nice to see you, pal.
Barry, not Barry.
Hey, George. Oh, George, those pictures you sent, man. Every week he sends some pictures, and they just blows me away what his collection looks like. It's ridiculous.
We all aspire.
Oh,
I like that one, Nick. That's
funny. Yeah.
You're a funny man. Nikos.
Nikos.
That's absolutely brilliant. Oh, you changed your hat, Dan. Ed, sorry, you want to put your
Well, I had to make it look like Matt was here in spirit.
Yeah, you
I mean,
you
I
could
stay
you
with
could
this.
you could
could
if you
stay
put
with
glass if you
but-
put glasses on, you could. Yeah,
I'm
Australian
not
hat.
bold enough for that.
Yeah,
I mean, I've got a
Well,
bald head, but it's only got one eye.
yeah. No wig you wear.
What, Matt wears glasses, yeah. You have to try his accent. You have to go something like, "Oh, you Star Wars fans."
All right,
If you
Star
can do
Wars
that.
fans. Yeah, just speak like a
All
hobbit.
right,
All right,
Star
Star
Wars
Wars fans.
All
Mr.
right,
Frodo.
all right.
That's it.
Right,
Yeah.
we're at the bottom of the
All
chat
right,
now.
then.
So what I wanted to show you at the start was that new Masters of the Universe Eternia playset.
Oh, I haven't got that ready for you.
So it don't matter, but you will probably see it anyway. But I mean, this thing just blew me away. Now, I was having a chat to some of the lads, and it looks like this is
I'll
going
try
to be
and find a
crowdfunded.
picture.
It looks like it's going to be a crowdfunded thing. It doesn't look like it's going to come out. So I was watching Pixel Dan, and then Toy Habit said something like, well, they had a sneak peek because the panel was yesterday, and someone was listening in. And it sounds like it might be crowdfunding. So because
What's it called? What's it called, Shabby? A Castle Eternia?
Eternia playset.
Eternia playset.
Yeah. So I was, if you've all seen it, I mean, that's fantastic. But I think Mattel are going down that crowdfunded line, and that's what I was worried about. With Haslab doing it, it sounds like everybody else will start jumping on that bandwagon. Now, obviously, independent companies do it and so forth. But what do you think about Mattel doing a crowdfunded Eternia playset?
I've got a picture.
I'll go for it.
I'm definitely going to get it. Yeah. I'm definitely going to get it, but it just depends now because usually with Masters of the Universe, especially the Origins, they've kept the prices really low. I mean, you could get Castle Grayskull for $74, $80. So I'm just going to see how much this actually is because it is huge.
Castle Grayskull was $199 here.
200 for the new one, the Multi Origins one.
Yeah.
Why is it so hard to get Multi Origins over there?
That's a very good question, and one I do not have an answer for. It's very hard to find it in retail. It's mainly online stuff you can get it.
Hold on, I've got some pictures of it, but is it because I know you could get it in the 80s as well, couldn't you? Is it
Yeah.
Oh.
If you put in a Eternia playset 2022, that might come up because that's what I did.
Yeah, these look like old ones. Have a look.
It was too hot, Rolando. I had to take mine off. I was getting all sweaty. So Ed's still got his bottoms on, but he's not going to show you.
I do. My arseless chaps.
I don't know if it's the right one.
Ed, was there when the cops took out the real crocodile Dundee?
Yes, they were.
Yep.
Oh, I can only find old ones. Oh, I can't find
Daniel
it.
Charlesy, mate, as well.
Daniel Charlesy, yeah? No way. Is he ever missed him?
You missed him.
Oh, I can't find it, Shabby. I can only find the one from the 80s.
It's not a problem. It's pretty good. But there he is. Here we go.
Mm.
Right. Well, that's another thing we're going to be talking about as well today because I had a chat to Usual Mike last night as well and some of the lads. So we'll definitely talk about the bubbles and so forth. David, go on.
I've got a picture of the new Black Series boxes.
Well, that's what we're going to do now. So, but before we go on to that, what do you think of that Eternia playset? Do you like it? Are you happy with it, or do you think you'll get it? I mean, I know you.
How much is it? How much is it?
Well, it's like I said, it looks like it's going to be crowdfunding, so it looks like it might be quite a bit of money. This because I was expecting. The way everything else came out, and if it was a retail release, probably 150, 160 around there. And everyone's saying, "No, Shabby, it's too big and it's too big." And I thought about it. I thought, yeah, but that's what Origins does. I mean, you can get deluxe figures at $20. A massive Grayskull at $75, $80. So, but it looks like it might be crowdfunding. So that was the only thing with Haslab, and when other companies see how well that's done. I mean, you take away the Black Series ones, it has done well. The Sky Striker, the Proton Pack, Galactus, and it's done brilliantly. You can't say it hasn't. But that's the thing. All the toy companies now going to start thinking that's the way to go. And because the prices at the moment they're getting ridiculous. Do you not think?
Oh yeah, they're getting nuts. Oh, yeah. just the you're getting a deluxe figure, and it's just got a few, maybe it's got a few extra hands and stuff. It's like it's going to be more expensive than vintage.
It is. It's I tell you, it's getting.
I haven't bought anything in ages. It's like a bit tight for money at the moment with other commitments and stuff. It's just I haven't. Yeah, it's just nuts. It is nuts.
I mean, especially when you hear the prices where Ed is. I mean, how much is over there? They're going absolutely through the roof, aren't they?
Yeah, it is mental.
I've got a question for you, Ed.
Well, you know, because you were with me when I was doing that hunting in the shop, and I found those bloody Motu, the goddess, the sorceress, Jitsu, Beastman. Like that's the last stuff I've actually seen in retail here in Australia, and that was like our version of Walmart, if you want.
Yeah, I just watched Keep On Collecting, and they just got their battle cat, and they were like, they're hard to get hold of, and I'm like, battle cat?
12-inch dagger.
Yeah.
That's not a knife.
Get my arse kicked in any more for you, my friend.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Here we go. Right, well, we're going to talk about that. Yeah, should we stick it up, Tez?
Stick it up.
Just press
right.
Well, this is what we want to have a look at. So be prepared, and this is what we talked about last night on the Instagram chat for a bit. Have a look at that. So what do you think?
I've heard some people liking it, but it's if it had a flap on it that you could open it, it could be like a bag of spuds in there. You wouldn't know, would you?
I don't know, man. I mean, I assumed. I mean, to be honest, that's what the box was going to look like. I had they're just going to take away the plastic at the front and stick a picture on the front of it.
It's the same dimensions as normal boxes. So if you
exactly the same.
Look what I found.
Oh, there we go. There we are.
Make it big.
There it is. Right, hold on.
You got to work it though.
There it is. Look at that bad boy.
It's massive. It's huge.
That's
it.
That is beautiful. That is absolutely. Look at that. I mean, but I think it's going to be a lot more, definitely. So
yeah,
we'll see.
Because how easy was that to get when you were a kid? Was it quite?
No, that was really hard. And Scuba's getting one now, and I'm not going to say because he's in the chat, whatever. But it's not cheap. I'll say that. I mean, to buy the thing about it, there's so many parts to it. You've got chains, you've got the monorail, you've got the 3 buildings.
Yeah,
there's all intricate parts and so forth.
You'd have to, I guess, like a part of the monorail would be like 20 quid if you're buying vintage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's
like 3 sections.
Yeah. So is it? What's the snake bit on it? Is that like meant to be a bit?
Well, one represents the Castle Grayskull. One represents Snake Mountain. It's like the good and evil, and it obviously meets in the middle. So.
No, I think that's awesome.
I can't wait for that. So, Ed, what do you think of the? I mean, I'll go first. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan at all. I mean, as you know, I've got so many Black Series, and they're all in boxes. And like what I said last night, I think what this does is you have a choice. We're all toy collectors, everyone in the chat and everyone on the screen, and you have a choice of whether you want to put them in people take the mickey and say, oh, take it out of the box and this and that, but that just takes away from it.
The trouble with the new things is because you can't see it anymore, it could have a dildo in there, for example.
Yeah.
Back to Amazon.
You could have.
And you go, well, it's a nice looking toy, and it can stick to the shower, but it's no good for my collection.
No.
Well, you could. I mean, I get mine out. I mean, I take mine out and put them back in. You could just take them out and put it back in again. Yeah.
About it.
Well, all you're doing is you just cut in 2 bits of sellotape. I know that's not sealed, then, is it? But like,
I like the fact that it's still got the mural, but
yeah,
I'll be very picky now of what I buy in terms of Black Series.
You don't know. You could get a wonky eye in it, or a chip in the plastic or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because we watched Bosks, and Boss said that the actual bubble is staying on the vintage collection, which I mean, I understand. Sense. Don't get me wrong, but it makes sense for them. But what about the rest of us? What about GI Joe collectors? What about Black Series? All ours are going to cardboard.
The irony is though that this is already recycled plastic. They make these packages out of recycled plastic, so their argument is moot. You know what I mean? Because the stuff it's already been recycled once.
And if you're an inbox collector, that plastic is never going to get recycled anyway.
No, it's not the way. Hi, Marco. Nice to see you, buddy.
Yeah.
G'day, Marco.
And what is it? I read 80% of stuff that's got the recycled emblem on it isn't actually recyclable. It's a waiver. Right. It's a waiver for a company. It's a waiver for a company to get away with them being eco-friendly. So if it goes to a recycling factory, it would be put in the landfill anyway. So it's like there's so many recyclable objects which aren't.
I can't fall for that sense. I don't know what it is. I mean, maybe it is, but there is no way a huge billion-dollar corporation, their first and foremost up here is eco-friendly. It isn't. It's about saving money, making money, profits and money.
But
they'd all be doing it, Ken. They'd all be doing it.
Yeah. Well, we'd all be having wooden figures, wouldn't we? Or because they're not plastic, then, are they? But it just I don't know. It's just ticking a box. To me, it's just ticking a box for a company. It's like a lot of the companies. It's a trend, isn't it? It's going for a while. I mean, a lot of companies. Like, I can't think of an example. Oh, they had Pride Month last month, and I think that's great. And all their logos have the rainbow on it. That's great. It's just something to jump on. This isn't going to stop this isn't going to stop global warming, is it?
No. And the thing about it is,
driving around in your car trying to find one, that's probably more damaging than.
But this is what I want to talk about. I mean, I've heard so many people, and I never shut the France up. We all know that, but I do like to listen as well, and I've listened to comments and I've heard people's opinions and so forth. And I just don't get it. I mean, the box itself the quality of the box is rubbish. It's so thin. It's so bad. I pulled them out and I checked it against the red and black box, and there is a difference. Do you know what I mean? So obviously, what I'm trying to say is, obviously, by getting rid of the plastic, by making cheaper boxes, they've gone a lot cheaper with their actual, bringing it out to us. But it's nearly $8 more to buy it. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, this is the part I don't understand. The inflation on these Black Series figures. I mean, I understand prices go up. I'm not thick, but they've gone up about 5 times in the last 18 months. It's ridiculous.
$45 reduce.
$45 reduce.
Yeah,
and that's for
I've noticed as well with the new Transformers Legacy from Hasbro. I mean, they're looking great. The packaging's really nice and it's quite retro. But the amount of photographs I've seen of people in like Walmart and Smith's Toys, where there's no plastic covering on it, but the Transformers head is out to the elements. And the amount of photographs I've seen where the Transformers have its head been pulled off, so people are going around and going.
But I've said it before to you, and I'll say it again. How easy it is to take something back in this country. It is ridiculous. Do you remember the Lego set I got? And I opened the Lego set and I was making the video, and I had 3 figures missing from it. Right? I found that in the store, so I'd taken that back. No, and Jen went up to the lady. No, she didn't even ask. She didn't even look. She just did it straight away. This is what's going to happen with these, especially when people open them from the bottom. Nobody's going to check the bottom of these boxes and go, "Oh, hang on a minute, let's have a look inside." No one. I mean, Hasbro can come out and say, "Oh yeah, we're making sure this happens and that." It's never going to happen. No one who works at Walmart or Target really cares about checking over a figure. And so that's the point that gets to me as well. I mean, And I'm just surprised. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm delighted that Vintage Collection has stayed with the bubble. That has to stay with the bubble. The packaging.
Yeah, it's
is
the branding. It's
worth as more. Exactly.
Hasbro will lose all their demographic because kids aren't buying this stuff, and the kids who are buying it are ripping them out.
I just don't get it. I just don't.
Do you think it would, as an inbox collector, Shabby, who doesn't open them ever? Would it move you towards sort of opening, getting a blade, cutting that sellotape, and pulling your other figures out? If you buy these,
well, I mean, I think so.
You would have an awesome. I imagine that week if you went through all your Black Series.
Opening videos.
Open them up, and then you can. Think of
I've got about 300 of them. It'd take me a week to do that.
Yeah.
Take it out, give it a sniff, throw it
out. You watch Matty Bryant, and you see his collection behind him, or Empire Toys, or whoever collects Black Series, Mike Case, and they do look good. Loose from this, you know what I mean? Loose, but the thing about it is, as you know, as toy collectors, it's the thing about space. Because the Black Series was getting so hard to get hold of, it was getting, exclusive after exclusive pre-orders. The money was going up. I mean, like I said, that Muddy Mandalorian I bought was nearly $40 with tax over here, and I'm like, so you move on to other things. So you set up a display of Playmobil. You set up a display of Motor Origins. So now you're like, well, where do I put the Black Series? But now, the reason why I get so mad and ranting about it is because I love the Black Series. I always have done. I'm one of those collectors that's collected this line since day one. I was starting to think to myself, a good run, a toy run, is roughly about 3 to 4 years. That's like a good toy run when we were kids. You know what I mean?
A lot longer, isn't it?
This is 10 years next year, and is that why they're doing it? Are they saying to themselves, well, let's try and make as much money as possible now. Let's try and raise it up. Let's try and take away the plastic, because we know it's not going to last much longer, or because how many Luke's, Han's, Leia's, 3POs do you actually need? Do you see what I mean?
Oh, you need more 3POs.
So I don't, but I'd love to know everybody else's.
When you got your first Black Series figure back in, what was it, 2012, 2013?
Yeah.
When did you open it?
No.
Huh?
I kept it close. I know. Huh? I was totally against it. I mean, I did the same thing. I think what the G.I. Joe lads did a couple of years back before the classified. You sat there and all we've known in Star Wars is 3 3/4 inch. And so I was like, 6 inch? You're having a laugh, aren't you? That's not going to work. Until I remember going and seeing the Han Solo. And I thought, this is awesome. It had an extra belt, it had a gun, it had extra hands. And I thought, wow, man. I really like it. Yeah. So I started to slowly and surely get into them. And then when 2014 came around, and 15, and they're showing the red and black boxes, I was hooked. I loved that box. I just thought it just looks classy, it looks nice. And like I said, as an inbox collector, I like the way it all looks. Now, a lot of people will turn around to me and say, well, Shabby, it's not going to make a difference to you, because the way you display them, you're not going to see the toy in the box anyway. But you are, because you pull them out and you have a good look at it. Yeah, and another thing as well, I remember trying to find Kit Fisto for months, and I couldn't find it.
Man. Gorgeous.
And that's the thing, that's going to go now. And you're like, what the France? I don't know. Look at that. It's a roller.
But Shabby, what would be if you bought that Stormtrooper? What would if you got a razor blade and cut the plastic and pulled out the tray? Have they got trays in? Have they got plastic trays in, or are they bound?
No, I think they're just
the new boxes. No, it'd be like the Have you seen the Navarro with the laser cannon? Like, you just pull the slide it out. It's got a cardboard slots where they just put it in. Yeah. You know what I mean?
But you could pull it out. You could pull it out and admire it, and then put it back in and carefully seal it up again and display it.
The way I work it out, though, I mean, unless you army build, I've got Stormtroopers. I've got them in the red and black box. I've got them in the orange and black box. I've got them in the, do you see what I mean? I've got them in the new boxes. So, I'm not going to rush out now and find that Stormtrooper over the simple reason it's in a box without a bubble on it.
No.
Do you know what I mean? I'll just, and I think what I'm going to do with, and this is just my opinion, like I say, what I'm going to do with Black Series from now on, I'll always collect it. I'll always love it. But I think I'll just wait. I'll never be... I mean, I pre-ordered that George Lucas there 50th anniversary one. That took months to get.
10 months, Shabby. 10 months.
Unbelievable how long that took. You know what I mean? And then I'm watching Jesse in Australia open it, and I'm like, what the fuck? Do you know what I mean? Everyone's got it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was some guy in prison got it, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
How do you got that? You know?
There's some guy that
used to shank somebody.
Yeah. There's some guy on the moon going, yeah, Dallas, Texas. Yeah, I've got my George Lucas. I'm opening it now.
I mean, all right. So, Wed, what do you think? Does this bother you? Are you not concerned? You know.
I saw that.
I mean, like I said, with this whole new Black Series line, I mean,
cool.
Don't get me wrong. The box art on the front looks a bit like a Hot Toy box. You know what I mean? Like it's a very reminiscent, like this, for example. So it's not out of the realm, but you can't see what's inside it. You know what I mean? Like unless you open it up.
Yeah, wrong figure.
But again, this is a couple $100 worth of toy, and that's $40 worth of plastic shit. You know what I mean? So there's a big difference. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's a display piece. You know what I mean? Like the box art with these, especially on the inside of it, for example, like you get something like that. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll open them. I mean, I must be me. I must be a flipping weirdo because, like I say, you get carded motor. I open them, but the reason I open the carded motor is the fact that they're $15, $16. The kids can play with them. They're easy to get hold of. Blah blah blah. So I have no issue with that. Same as Playmobil. But I think when it comes to Black Series, and I suppose with TVC too, why people don't open them because psychologically, you're like, oh, this will be worth a fortune in a bit, even though I'll never sell them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You always have that thing like, oh, it must be really hard to get hold of it. There's always something that comes with it that you're thinking of, like. But maybe Hasbro are saying to themselves, you should open them. You know, that's what we make them for. But the thing is, when people say things about open your figures, if everyone always opened the figures, there would be no vintage Fleet on card. You know, and in 20 years from now, or 30 years from now, when people are going out finding them, if we've all opened them. So I don't know, I think. And maybe I'm old-fashioned, Tez. Maybe it's because I'm just so used to plastic being on the front, seeing toys ever since we were kids.
Well, it's like the ones behind me there. It's just, if it wasn't for if I hadn't met you guys, I would have opened all those retro figures on my TVC. I would have ripped them open. But like, if I wasn't part of this community, it's just like I remember Shabby telling me off.
If you want to play them, you can.
Yeah.
Nobody
I like putting my photographs up. I like toy photography, but I can't. Oh yeah, but I don't know. Maybe
Daniel, I couldn't agree more, and that's the thing. I'm like, and I've had it happen to me. I think we've all had it. Right, Marco's just said before he actually had a plastic box. There was a different bloody figure in it, and they took it back. So.
Yeah, this is what you want, Shabby.
Oh, right.
Can you see that? That's how I can't get it. I won't open it. Yes, PB him and.
Hang on, let me make. Oh, that's brilliant. That's absolutely.
You see that?
Brilliant.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's what you want. You want one of them.
So let's see what everyone is saying. So why bother swapping it for anything? Well, Simple some geeks. It is, well, they had to do it, didn't they? I mean, we've all been waiting for ages, haven't we? Especially, we've been talking about on USR, like, when they're going to change it. They're waiting for Comic-Con to do it, so. But I'm just surprised that they made it out like all plastic's gone. We're never going to use, and then the vintage. And what else was staying on it? Was it Marvel Retros staying on the bubble as well?
No, the retros because the legends.
Yeah, so
they already have. Yeah,
I think the 3 3/4 inch
and the GI Joes, the retro ones as well, aren't they? They're staying.
The O-ring one. So anything like of the media back in the day is staying that way, as far as I know.
Because Transformers have gone the same now. The new Legacy, they've gone the same as well. With that at least you can see the figure on those.
Catch your G-force.
But it sounds like most of the chat are in the same thing as us three. I mean, it's like Jonathan right here says we replace it with some clearance stuff crap, and they will. It's like I said over here. Jen's taken back shoes that we've had 6 months and they've refunded them. I'm like, what? Do you know what I mean? They just don't care at all. quitting time for me. Let's have a look. But there's the thing. I remember I wanted Kit Fisto to finish off the 112th line, and I found it in GameStop, but the eye was dripping on the side, and I thought, I don't want it. I don't. Luckily, Super Awesome Geek Show said, Shabby, I've got one. So I'll send, oh, brilliant. So I actually managed to get it. But that's why, because I saw the figure and thought to myself, no, I'm not. Do you know what I mean? I'm not having that. It looks off, and now you're not going to see it, are you? And that's the thing, as an inbox collector, it could be anything in there, Tez. I could have bought it and put it in a UV box and all that sort of stuff. And
yeah. Sorry, there might be back those tubes. Yeah, you don't know what you're getting. Yeah. Oh, quite. Well, I'm glad they're keeping the bubble because sometimes I don't think Hasbro know who they're selling to because all the TVC collectors are adults. You might get a few kids buying them, but they rip them open. But it's like you're going to piss off 95% the collectors. I mean, a lot of people buy two, one to open, one to keep in the box. But
it's like what Starkiller said. It feels like he's trying to divide Black Series fans from the TVC fans because there can't be fans out there that are happy with this. I'm not happy with it. Do you know what I mean? You can't. Yeah. It's like having a bar of chocolate and giving it one of your two kids. The other one's going to be like, well, where's mine?
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
I mean, there's enough toxicity in Star Wars anyway, so you don't want it this running over to the toy collectors and toy lines. You don't want, look at those crybabies of Black Series collectors. They're crying. That's what's going to.
The way I work it out says when you're paying now $30 to $40 a figure, we have every right to cry. Do you know what I mean? This isn't your mum taking you to the store after you've done well at school and buying you a £2 figure. These are $40 figures now, and now you can't even see them. It's like, wow.
I say, just buy Spectrum games. They're in plastic.
There's a good point too. Does the lack of plastic bubble not get outweighed by the extra ink used for a box cover? And how bad is all that ink? That must cost a fortune, all that ink. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird because I was expecting everything to do it, but I can't wait for the G.I. Joe line because they're retro. They're classified cars. They're retro.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. He's right. My lad's not interested in toys at all. I'm rescuing all the Star Wars stuff. Transformers, even Pokemon. I went and rescued Josh's Pokemon cards the other day because they were just like everywhere. It's like I've spent a lot of money on this Pokemon, your collection, and it's just like I bought books. I was putting them back in books. Kids don't. It's all digital. It's upsetting. Do you remember toys?
I don't think that's the case. I mean, I've got 4 children, and the fact of the matter is this: when you go to a Walmart or a Target, besides toddler stuff, then adult collector stuff, there's nothing in between, really. There's nothing, even the new He-Man, I thought I'll get loose into that new He-Man, the animated ones, but they look a bit too babyish for us.
They look a bit macho.
But as a dad, I'm not
macho.
Yeah, but Ted, as fathers and Ed as well, you're not going to go out and buy a 10, 11-year-old a $40 figure. And then she'll, that's awesome. Then the novelty wears off, or the gum's missing, and she wants another one. And you're like, come on, man.
You spend 40 quid. You spend 40 quid on a game, and that for a kid, and that lasts for a long time.
Yeah,
but I just don't think kids have got the attention span now to just put a figure on a shelf or play with it and just be obsessed with it anymore, because I think that kids' attention spans are minute nowadays. They can't even watch films. They can't even sit for 2 hours and watch a movie anymore. They prefer to watch 5-second memes.
Yeah, I agree.
I saw a comment someone made that they're going to be having a field day at Amazon because they'll be ordering these figures in, taking them out, putting the cat turd back in there, and then sending it back and getting a refund.
Hey, that's a good idea. The cat turd legacy. Yeah.
It's like the George Lucas has just gotten. I'm just making the point that Connor's just said right now. That figure on Big Bad Toy Store was $27. Right, fine. Then on top of that is your tax. You're looking at $29 and something. Then $4. So for a figure that when he first came out, there was $17.99 on the Star Wars 40th anniversary cards. The George Lucas one cost me $34, and I'm like,
wow.
You know what I mean? Just it's crazy, isn't it?
Does George Lucas get any money for that?
I don't know. I'm not sure. He must do. He must get something.
I don't know.
I ended up looking like him by the time it bloody got here.
Yeah, I know. I think I've been watching lots of stuff on YouTube about, you know, the George Lucas interview he did 2 years ago.
Yeah.
About what when he had the sequel trilogy, his plans, and he handed them over to Disney, and then they just said, "Yeah, thanks, George. We'll do all that," and then they didn't. I felt really sorry for him. I'm
not going to feel sorry for a multi-billionaire, Ted.
Oh no, but like, I feel sorry for him. What he couldn't give to us. Whatever you think of the prequels, I mean, I freaking love the prequels, but
I do. But the thing is, he didn't have to sell it. He didn't have to sell it. I would have done if I was George Lucas, and this is no word of a lie. I was thinking about this. I mean, can't now because now Disney have bloody bought them. I would have given it to 20th Century Fox. I would have turned around and said, "They are, you have that," and that's what made because they went so out of money, didn't they? And then Disney ended up buying Fox anyway.
Buying them, oh yeah.
I think with the Star Wars, if they had the Star Wars franchise, I think they could have kept on going for a few more years, you know. But they gave it to Disney, didn't they? So you can say about that. Hey, VTR, nice to see you,
Dave.
Let's have a look. It's all about us plebs accepting 30.
Yeah, the government turning away access to our lives. Yeah, you're right. There's a lot worse issues going on in the world, but this is important.
Yeah, this is our world, isn't it? I mean, that's
this
the thing.
Yeah. When controversy seeps into our escapism, it's not good. Slave labor.
I'll go off that one just in case. So, it is, and that's the thing. But to me, the Black Series bubble is a must. You know, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, I understand the TVC, of course I do. I mean, I've just ordered that, and that's on its way. The Shave Is, I couldn't believe that. I wasn't expecting that till October. It should be here tomorrow. That, so I'm quite happy with that. So I love the TVC, but we'll see. I mean, this is what pisses me off the most. We piss and we moan, but we buy it anyway. You know what I mean? And that's the worst thing, Ed. That's the worst thing. You say, then you go out and buy one. And that's what they know. They know they're going to do that, don't they?
Star Wars hypocrites.
Yeah, there will be an argument.
When I heard about the TVC bubble staying, I was as happy as a puppy with two peckers. I didn't know which one to look first.
I drank that beer already. Yeah.
They do. You're right, Steve. They get an exchange all the time. So we'll see. I mean, I'm just intrigued to see when people start getting these boxes, what's going to happen next. Do you know what I mean? How it's going to go with this.
Imagine you TikTok. You know, people do inbox TikTok videos and reels on Instagram of the figure in the box, and you can see the figure, and that's just going to be like. It's going to be like that's boring.
Yeah, it's going to be dead. It's going to be dead strange. Well, the toy's going to look weird too because it's like you saw those Thor figures in the box and you walk straight past them because it's not standing out. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
you wouldn't go out and buy a Ferrari. You wouldn't go out and buy a Ferrari wrapped in a box of a picture with a Ferrari on, would you? Do you know what I mean?
No. I think it's just those plastic things, you know, those plastic little belt things, Dave. I think that's what's holding them in there.
No, it's the Force, Dave. It's the Force.
The Force. Well, let's get down to this, and then we'll start showing stuff off. Let's have a look. Mobile pack figures. There you are. So it must be string. What does Des say? I must admit.
I just want to figure out toy exclusive. Holographic case. You just stick with what rather regular.
I can just imagine Des's face. We're all talking about this and Des is at home like that. That's brilliant.
Oh yeah. So Ed, I must apologise, but I'm drinking absolute rat's piss. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right, mate. As long as you've got a penny in your hand, it doesn't matter.
No one drinks that in Australia, do they?
They all drink it, Tez. Don't ruin the dreams. They all drink it.
It's not the fountain of youth, mate. It's okay.
No. I got Paul. I said, Paul Hogan, go get me some Australian beers, and he brought me this crap back.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's a good point. That's a good point. We were talking about that last night. Will it make it more expensive? I think it will. I think bubbled Star Wars figures, regardless, I think Power of the Force from the 90s will go up now. Because, yeah, I think this is the last time, in a way, that you'll see these figures like this. Because you never know. You can't never say never.
It might discourage people from buying the Black Series without being able to see it. They might go on clearance quicker.
I don't know. It's so intriguing because you get wrong so many times. It's like I turned around and said, I don't think the His tank will do that well. I think people coming off HasLabs, and then that broke a record in a day. So that's how much I know. Yeah. You know, they'll be wrapped in paper. You're not kidding. Said to the wife.
Anyway, 6 cents is
brilliant. Hello, Jason.
Oh,
nice
Jason.
to see you, buddy.
G'day, Jason.
Well, it looks like we're all in agreement, really, doesn't it? I mean, obviously, I think the only answer is open them, isn't it? That's the only answer. If you're going to buy him, you're going to have to start opening them and start displaying them like that. So,
can you, with the cardboard that holds them inside, can you easily put them back in, or will they just wobble around in the box? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that I'm not sure of, Jonathan. What do you know anything about that? QC issues with the TVC? Bill, we might know. He's in here. There you go. Issues. There you go. Straight away, straight on it.
You don't know what you're going to get. As they perceive
maybe that's what it is.
Yes,
and maybe it's because you're spending so much money on it. I mean, with Playmobil, you can get in the sets for $26. Oh, I'll open that. Or with a He-Man, $15 a figure, $6. Oh, yeah, just... But maybe you're right. Maybe you're spending $40 on it. You're like,
yeah.
I don't know. No one's wrong. These are great. You lot are in the chat coming up with some great answers here.
I'll tell you what has been. I'll see what has been kicking. I'll try and find it. Something else has been kicking off in the Lego world. I'll keep chatting. I'll see if I can find it.
Okay. To answer that, there's no plastic in it. Our side got the Jubilee. And it's all paper. It's just wrapped in paper put in. DTM.
See if we can find it.
There you go. In tissue paper. Exactly right.
Going back on the Lego.
Yeah, let's have a look. I'm still mad at George for not putting that elephant in front of me.
I'll tell you what. Oh yeah, the elephant got put in front of. Yeah, it did on thingy. This has been kicking off online. I mean, I was speaking to CJ about it. Can you see that? Can you see that?
Hey Keith, I can now. Hold on one sec.
Yeah, that looks amazing. Yeah, the Atari 2600, and it's got 2,532 pieces. If they put another 38 pieces in, it would have been 2,600 pieces of the next. Anyway, but that guess how much that is?
How much is it?
$260. You can buy an original for $100. It's just nuts.
$260 or £260?
$200 so probably about 180. I don't know, maybe £200. But that's been going nuts. Everybody's been. It's. I mean,
why is it so expensive? The lies. Who's Atari now?
Atari. Who owns it? I can't remember. It's. I can't remember who owns it. It is owned by different. Atari has been owned by so many different companies. But
yeah.
I mean, it looks great, but I suppose.
Does it work?
No, they could have put They could have put it. You know what I mean? They could have put I don't know. They could have made that work.
I
I don't know. There might be a few people who might buy that. They brought out the NES, didn't they, version a couple of years ago? But the NES version was a lot cheaper. Who owns Atari? Let's have a look. It's nice though. It is nice, but it's just a lot of money.
It is nice.
Who owns
Cheers,
Atari?
Matt. Have a great weekend, buddy. That's what I mean, George. For that price, you think it'd bloody work?
Yeah.
Star Killer, super awesome. Jonathan Resman, right? Tez, you'll get made more fun at the Lego 2D600 than you ever would from that original console.
Yeah, you're probably right. Some of the games are terrible, though.
Yeah, let's have a look. Hello, hiya, Brian. Nice to see you, pal.
Look at that, Brian.
Stick of actual playing that Lego. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you want to do. You want to buy one, send it to Vintage. And
apparently, do you know who owns Atari now? Hasbro Interactive. They're just raping us. They're just raping everybody for money, aren't they?
Hence why it's that much money.
Hasbro Interactive.
Yeah, but Hasbro don't make Lego.
But they own the rights to Atari.
Well, he's a Lego expert here because we all know he works for him. So at 2,500 pieces, this set should be $250, but it's only $200. So $250 in your country, $200 over here. So it's actually a deal.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Spending that much money though, bloody hell on Lego. Hey, all right, Lax just subscribed, Ed.
There we go, Lax. Nice
Yay, thanks, man. I just noticed that Colonel Angus is in the chat as well, so watch out.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Yep.
Right, well.
Hey, keep on collecting.
So, Dan, Ed, whatever your name is this week, you just started your YouTube channel. You up to what? You've made about 4 or 5 videos now, mate.
4 videos, mate. Yep.
4?
Right, so tell me how it's going.
I'm missing one.
I just watched the bust one. The one with no comments. That was pretty good.
That was the box opening one. The one.
Yeah. The box opening one.
Yeah, I messed up. And, I'm still learning the ins and outs of freaking tubes. And I put it so any age can watch it, but unfortunately you can't leave a comment. When this is not for children. That's what you want, and then you can get comments. Then we've
all done that. I think we've all done that. Yeah,
yeah, but it was a good video, and nobody could leave a comment on it. So,
have you changed it though? Now,
that anyway, though, Tez. Does that mean like
I couldn't work out how to change it? Sorry.
Oh.
Does that mean if you've got YouTube Kids, your videos aren't going to go up on that? Because it's like every time I watch a video, my kid's always watching it.
I don't know. I think it's just because I think it's just an age restriction where I think you have to be 15 to legally own a YouTube channel as a child. I think that's right. I could be wrong.
Correct. Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
15, I think, something like that. Yeah. You're right. Yeah. So previous to that, you got kids just watching mum's tablet.
If you do shorts, I've put a few shorts out which I've put this is suitable for kids, and they get loads of views because I don't know why kids seem to. I put a short out a couple of weeks ago and it's had 800 views, and I'm like, what? And I was like, oh, I've put it. Yeah, so maybe they can't comment, but maybe kids watch it more. I don't know why they want to watch the 15-second short on a Spectrum video. But like,
I think they're into gaming, mate.
Yeah,
I think the majority of us as well, though, and the majority of us, even though we are family friendly, I mean, like I say, I see some of the lads in the chat, we're all family friendly, but we just do that as a just in case, don't we? Really? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I've sworn. I mean, I remember Jen dropped the C-bomb in one of your videos, Shabby. That was great. That one. I nearly fell off my chair when I was watching that.
That was the last time we ever swore in a Shabby video because it was funny, and I thought I'm leaving it in because that's my missus. That's how how
is
funny
it still
she
up,
is.
That video? Is it still up?
Yeah. And
great.
then I just thought, you know what? But then the issue what I had was, I mean, Jen comes out with that. Then the next video is me and Lucy showing off Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
So I thought it doesn't work. And I did. And my mum wasn't happy at all. My mum was not happy.
Oh no.
I won't be doing that again. So.
Well, she had a couple of sherbets under her belt. That's all.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
I've sworn in a couple of mine, but it's usually Barry and Trevor throwing it.
Well, what about that for a channel for family friendly? Yeah. Can you imagine if you had tubs to stop swearing? I don't think he'd last too. His head would explode, wouldn't it? He wouldn't know what to do. Yeah, I watched it about your Anakin on the floor. That one, it was good. My Instagram, although my Instagram video got barred from YouTube, it got.
But that was funny as hell. It was funny as hell.
Yeah. You can on YouTube. You can have 15 seconds of any commercial track because on YouTube Shorts, that's the generic time for, and you can put any. Yeah, so 16 seconds of a commercial track is 15 seconds of commercial track is fine, and it won't get you a copyright claim.
Well, I had about 20 pieces of music.
I know, yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what it was? The road.
I was driving, Dave.
It was AC/DC. When I put AC/DC in it, that's the one that got me. So everything else was all right. It usually gives you a list of why, and that's the only one that came up. So
Pops.
Yeah. Right, Ed. Show us your collection, buddy. Let's see some of the stuff you have, my friend. Let's show the lads. I'll make you big.
How am I going to do that?
Right, Ed.
What? Did you see this? Well, actually, no, you haven't, because not everyone's seen the unboxing video.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
So this was opened just recently.
That's a different pose. I used to have that on a poster. That's a slightly different pose to the poster. Oh,
and that's the companion piece for it.
Now you're talking. Now you're talking.
Is that the Force Unleashed? Is that the Force Unleashed one?
Yeah, I think so. 2002 Hasbro. A nice pickup on eBay, this one.
Yeah, that's gorgeous, isn't it?
Very nice.
Yeah, they are nice.
Hut Slayer. Sorry, don't say that wrong. Snot Slayer.
Snot Slayer layer. The Snot Slayer layer.
Because the way you collected though, it's like you'll watch people's videos, like you kind of get the idea of what the main thing is, but you watch yours and it's like you never know what you're going to see. You see a bust, you see a hot toy, you'll see something else. So when you go shopping, is there something you're actually looking for, or is it just what flips your switch?
Whatever, just
turns me on, man.
Floats my boat on the day. Yeah. It could be a dead crocodile skull. It could be.
Oh, really?
It could be a Superman. It could be a Superman statue. It could be freaking T-Rex head. Whatever. Yeah, whatever.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So, just I've got an eclectic collection. Predominantly Star Wars, obviously, because a lot of it's childhood. But childhood Motu, things like that.
Yeah.
But I am sort of now focusing a bit more on the higher end stuff. Has the whole plastic free thing driven me to that? Probably not, but I just think that
just whatever floats your boat.
I really like statues. I mean, statues are fantastic.
That's Superman.
Awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Helmets as well. Props.
Everyone has a T-Rex head.
That's true.
Batarang.
Oh wow! That's magnetic. That could do some damage.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's pretty heavy.
Yeah. Maybe not the schools. Yeah, Dave's got a
bit of everything. Autographs. Yeah. Music, toys, obviously, vinyl, rocks.
What was the last vinyl record you bought? There we go. We never talk about music as vinyl.
Probably the newest Iron Maiden album, Senju.
Is that a good album?
It's a great album, yeah.
Okay.
Very, very good. Highly recommend it. Previous to that, I actually just recently got another Guns N' Roses Appetite for Destruction.
Yeah. What was that, 88, that one? Was that 88 Appetite for Destruction?
Oh, is that was the...
Yeah. It was 88. It's right here. Yeah, this is the controversial cover.
They tried to ban
because of the rape scene.
They tried to ban that. I thought did they ban it in certain countries? Could be, yeah.
Possibly. But I've got 2 copies of this now. So this one, unfortunately, didn't have the. It's supposed to have sort of that screen on the inside sleeve cover, but it's still the proper album. So that's
it. You see that, Ed? All you need is a kangaroo skull to complete the trilogy. Croc.
Yeah. Croc T-Rex Roo. Croc T-Rex Roo.
Well, anyway, we have a guest that's coming on for the last hour, so this is his dress rehearsal. I'm delighted he's coming on, man, because I mean I've been asking our side for years. Come on, do it like no.
Come on, man, come on.
But I'm so happy. I love this fella to pieces. He's such a good bloke. So everybody in the chat and on stream, welcome Mangafandanga. There he is.
Hey! Look at him.
Take a bow, son. Take a bow.
Do you know what? I just like to say, I cannot believe, Mark, how shit your memory is. He's just pulled that out, and we had a 6-foot poster of that on our ceiling in our bedroom. Appetite for the Use Your Illusions, massive poster of it.
You know,
he's just looking them down and gone, yeah, well, that I remember that, and I'm like,
it was on
for about 5 years.
Yeah.
I don't know about you three though, but Simon, you've done it all the time. I'll have said something on a live stream, and I'll come off, and you'll go, Shabs, this, and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember it now. Sometimes I'm all over the place. You, Si, for example. Your memory is unbelievable about things you had as a kid and things you remember watching. Mine, I'm like, oh, I'm not sure. Oh, like I said, like when you said Mad Max, and I'm like, have I seen it? Have I not seen it? So I just watched the 2 Mad Maxes this week. I mean, first one was a bit, but second one was awesome.
The second one's yeah. You've watched number 3 yet?
No, I'm not watching it. I'm going to watch that one next. Probably
number 3's good.
I liked number 2. It was the ending of number 2. But it was weird how number 1 and number 2 are completely different movies. Do you know what I mean? They're not. It doesn't feel like it's a trilogy in a way.
Oh, it's the start of the. There's no apocalyptic stuff in the first one, is there? So I don't think.
Oh, look, there's Shabby.
The first one and the second one were Australian-made movies, and then when Hollywood got the rounds on them, they went a bit down the pan.
Tina Turner jumped on the bandwagon.
Oh, right. So number 3 is not Australian then. It's an American one. Number 3.
It's American funded. Yeah. I think it's. I don't know if it's shot. Yeah. Oh, the end chase in Thunderdome's great.
Yeah.
Are you gonna watch Thunder Road, the new one?
Oh, definitely.
Oh, that's brilliant.
We went to the cinema to watch. Was it Fury Road? And I tell you, that was something else. The cinema, something else.
Yeah.
Nice Transformers. Yeah, you show me. Let's make your big test so you can show me your Transformers. It's got a good collection of them. Let's have a look. Solo.
Let's have a look. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh yeah. All original child ones. I got tons of boxes. Hey, look at that. Feast your eyes. Beautiful.
Lovely.
Beautiful stuff.
Now, would you have kept all those boxes up if you couldn't see the figures inside? Because I know you just got the boxes up. You've taken the vehicles and stuff.
Yeah. Would I have kept it? No, I gave them to Chris and Andrew. I gave them to Smith Lord and Chris. Yeah. And Andrew and they kept them in their attic. And I was like, have you still got them? And I was like, yeah. And Chris was like, send them back to Tez. And they were all pristine. Yeah. I put them on Facebook Transformer groups, and people say they're not original, and it's like, yeah, they are. They are. They're KOs. I'm like, well, some are, but like most of them are. I think.
Oh, you're getting some love here, Si. You're getting some love. Which one is Shabby?
He's getting all the love. He's getting all the love.
I'm so happy to see that. I mean, I think the only time you've ever been on one of our live streams was about 10 minutes on it, Si. What's that?
Yeah.
So it's the only mask thing I own. Sorry.
Because I remember it's like you turning around and saying, I'm going on Salacious, and I was like, get to France. There's no way you're going to
I
thought, there's no way our side will go on it, and you are, Si.
So I've got to admit, I know it's a thing outside your show, but I love Salacious' show. Monday night, ask me in hysterics, that show.
Yeah.
But on Monday, I'll tell you the story why I really hate monkey poo. I'll tell you the story why.
Is it something to do with the zoo?
Save it for Salacious. I'll tell you on Salacious. It's good.
Oh,
right.
I'm pulling an all-nighter just to watch you live on that one, just so I can let you know.
Yeah.
Hold on a minute. You've got a story about monkey poo at a zoo. Did you ever go to Chester Zoo?
No, it's Blackpool Zoo.
Oh, okay.
Blackpool Zoo, 1984.
Because I went to Chester Zoo when I was about 3 because I lived in Chester, and I was eating a ham butty at the monkey enclosure at Chester Zoo, and there was a monkey that was renowned for being the most cheekiest monkey at Chester Zoo, and he was doing this, trying to get my butty, and I went like that, and I took it away, and do you know what he did? Chris will back this up. Do you know what the monkey did? He grabbed some poo out his bum and threw it at me. He hit me in the face. That's a true story, man. I remember one of my first memories was getting hit by a monkey poo.
One of my kids did the same thing to me last week.
You're such a shithead.
It's funny, Tez, because my monkey poo story involves sandwiches as well. So,
that's it. I'll be tuning in on Monday then.
So, Si, now we've got you, and all these people have seen you live for once instead of being in the live stream. Tell us about your collection, because I know. I mean, I've always said to you, the reasons why I wanted you on a live stream is people pick up things here and there, and we've all collected and stuff, but you've never stopped. I mean, since you were but it's the things you've got. I mean, it's like you've got a big box full of cinema tickets, and those cinema tickets go back to the 80s that you have, and you know, and movie posters and that. So tell people a little bit, Si, about what you collect and what you like and everything else.
I believe a lot of it is what do they call it? Is it OCD? When you keep doing something, I do believe a lot of it is that, because it's with everything for me: stickers, keyrings, little men. Like he said, I've got every cinema ticket stub since 1987. Do you know what I mean? I'm so weird for that. Do you know? And
it's weird. I think it's cool.
Yeah, it's a bit weird, isn't it? Really. You know?
I've got a box of cinema tickets from about 87 to about 92 from the Odeon. Yeah, I know. Yeah, used to keep them.
I've got a freezer full of bodies, but they'll never find them.
No. Look at his nobody's watching.
Hey, did you show your Excalibur yet, Dan? Have you got Excalibur out yet?
No, I haven't.
Oh yeah.
My sword out yet. Still want to get the sword out.
Yeah, go and show that.
I'll grab the sword.
Order.
The sword of kings.
Claire says order.
I mean, lightsabers are one thing, aren't they? But Excalibur, it's come on.
What was it, mate? See, I saw that one. I went to the cinema to see that, and Jen hated it. Jen thought it was the worst movie she's ever. And I was like, it's awesome, but I've never seen the original Mad Maxes.
Oh yeah.
Get these, Mark, here.
Oh yeah, let's have a look. Let's just make you bigger, sec, Danny boy. Hold on a sec.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
So we've got the Sword of Kings, but then we got McLeod.
Oh, McLeod.
There can be only one.
So is the gold one Excalibur?
Yeah, Excalibur.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Highlander is the only 80s film that Claire sat through and watched the full lot with me. And I don't know if it was the Scottish collection as well, but it's the old, and she loved it. She absolutely loved it.
What, Claire don't watch 80s movies?
No, I remember once ages ago, I kept going on about breakdance to movies. I love it as a kid. I said to Claire, "You've got to watch this film."
Great movie.
Honestly, it was the most campiest thing I've ever seen within 5 minutes. More
Excuse me, everybody.
Nice one.
Evening our side, good old Dan. You met Dan, didn't you, Si, at Echo?
I think Daniel's
did, yeah.
that Cantina, the one that he was like,
Yeah.
that
Dan
was
makes
something.
Oh, it's
Dan
diorama,
makes
yeah.
Although he hasn't,
Yeah.
well, now he's on and he's watching. We haven't seen a Daniel Sharp diorama for a long time. Come on, Dan. Yeah.
He's probably got a quite. I don't know. No, we haven't actually, have we? Yeah.
No. Well, Si, here's another thing for you. Here's another thing for you, Si. So, like, unlike me, that basically was focused on Star Wars, and I went, yours wasn't. You're a bit like Ed in a way, Si, because you picked up Star Trek, RoboCop. You picked up everything. So, was there never one thing, Si, you thought, I'll just, like, 70% of my collection, and probably Tez's, is either Transformers or Star Wars, but yours is a collection of everything.
Yeah, I can't say I'm a focused collector in the sense of that I'll go for the whole line. Do you know what I mean? I'd be allowed to say I did. I just mostly, it's like when it comes to Transformers, I do buy Transformers, but I only ever buy Decepticons, really. Even though I've got a couple of Autobots, it's Decepticons I mostly go for.
You like your Soundwaves. Who's your favourite Decepticon?
Megatron's man.
He's massive.
Yeah.
Megatron,
You've still got your 85, 86 Megatron box.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. You know what? I say I collect Transformers, but I don't. I've only bought a few. Probably about 10 of the new wave. But I only own one masterpiece. But I've still got my.
That's the Megatron masterpiece. I'm after next. Yeah.
Yeah. No, there's so many masterpieces now. There's so many versions. It's just nuts, isn't it?
Well, I was like when I watched Comic-Con because Mark collects Motu, Master of the Universe, and I didn't know how many different there was of it.
Yeah,
there's loads. There's so many. I mean, how many Optimus Primes? It's mad. It's like there's probably more Optimus Primes than there are Boba Fett's.
Look how fast you can do that. I'd be there a week.
Oh, I'm not doing it very well, to be honest. I remember. I've got a photograph of me at opening. I've got all the gun stuff. I've got all the sights and everything. Well, a lot of people slag this off because a lot of people transform it. And have the legs like that, which is really shit. You've got to put the legs together, and And
so that's the masterpiece one, is it?
That's what?
That's the masterpiece one.
Oh no! This is the original. No, masterpiece one's the one. Yeah.
It's a lot like the original, considering.
No. This is not masterpiece. Every single one of my original childhood Transformers have been lovingly restored with Toy Hacks labels, and they're all because every time you transform your childhood Transformer, you get label rub and they rub off, the labels peel off. So I've probably spent about 300 quid on just no, honestly, look.
Oh,
look,
checking his door. Did you see him
checking
his door? Oh,
I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I've got. Yeah, no, that's probably over like 5 or 6 years. Look at all this. Look at all this stickers. That's all just stickers.
So you're the same as Si. You keep everything.
Oh no, yeah, I got to keep all this stuff. Yeah.
There's a lot of things you pull out.
I know. I've got like I'm like the broom cupboard. You remember, like just like pick up. Oh, I've got one of them here. I've got like a room 101 down here.
But it's like when you say, Mark, that we were brought up by a single mother, we were 4 boys, and I just looked after stuff because I was the oldest. I put things away for us all. Do you know what I mean? And it's like all these. Remember, but every single one of Mark's figures and Jamie's figures and Richard's, I kept, and they're all in the loft. So really, nobody's got rid of anything. You know?
No, I'm the same. My dad passed away when I was really young, and we never really went on holiday. My mum could never really afford us to go abroad on a big holiday like a lot of kids did.
Yeah.
But it was just like, you know, I had a lot of aunties who sort of like, the single mum and stuff that like, instead of getting one Star Wars figure or one Transformer for my birthday, they got me two, and I just appreciated it. I kept everything. The boxes, I've got pretty much all the weapons for everything. It was just, I knew at 8 years old that I wasn't going to throw away my Palatoy Death Star because I knew it was special then. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I kept it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd love to go back to the days of, I mean, like everybody knows, like all you boys, we had everything, all these figures, but having four brothers, they were open the moment they were in. Pat's gone.
Yeah.
Gone.
I know.
I a vehicle by the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? So
what I want to, because now you're here. What I've heard Shabby's side of the Palatoy Death Star Christmas mishap. What happened, Si?
I can say I think we must have had that thing 20 minutes.
Yeah, 20 minutes. Yeah.
Because Mark was talking about it when these first started, all these streams started, and I'm going, Death Star. And I just could not remember it for the death of me. And then I remembered it because that's the one that either you or Jay went flying through and snapped it off. And my mum went absolutely mad. That's the one, yeah.
We literally had it for about 20 minutes. That was it. It was all displayed. My mum had put it all out and read it. That's why, like I said, Christmas means so much to me because of this particular Christmas. We'd come downstairs and there was a sugar load of it. She'd got X-Wing, she'd got Falcons, Death Star. I mean, I saw the picture when Retro passed him when we did Iconicon, but it didn't do it justice because it was everywhere. So that's why when people turn around to me and say, Shabby, what was your first Star Wars figure? I didn't really have a first one. We got
a lot, yeah.
And because there was four, I don't know, Mum, what was the story? Mum had bought it from some fella or something, didn't she?
She bought us a load of figures, and while she was in the queue, a guy said to her, I've got a load more if you want them. She said, my son's going away. He said he's bought this stuff, but he doesn't really want it. Would you like to? So my mum went round, saw it all, and just picked it all up.
Picked it all up, yeah.
Yeah. So she thought she must get two of everything. But don't get me wrong, we're talking working class, 1984. You know what I mean? For a guy to offer all that to my mum at such a price, but she snapped his hand.
Yeah, she's a...
sorry.
Sorry, I'm just going to get these questions so I can come down to the comments. Si, chips with what? What do you have your chips with?
Oh, brown sauce or mayonnaise. Sometimes
what about
both.
Gravy?
No.
What? We've got a map. Another map on
it. Gravy's for the homeless.
What?
Anyway, so we're back to... Gravy's for the homeless.
Oh.
And the second part of that was an embarrassing story about our Shabs. There's no embarrassing stories. I've never.
Oh, come on!
I've never embarrassed.
I'll tell you one embarrassing story. It might not be funny to him, but it still makes me laugh to this day. He was kicking off with some lad outside here when he was 18 years ago, and he was like thinking he was like walking on the street, giving it all this, kicking off with this lad. And this lad's gone home and he's phoned the coppers. So he's run down the back and in our back garden, right? And me and my other brothers are here crying, laughing. And the coppers put the torch down the alley. And when they shone it on him, no lie, he came out the back garden like that. I'm talking 20 years later, and I still feel the way he come out that back garden because the torch was on that. I'm sorry. Oh. There's loads of stories about him.
That must have been your other brother's side. I can't remember that. So.
What was the tin story of poo in it?
Oh, that was crazy. That was crazy.
I'll tell you the story. So I used to work with this fella called Jonathan, and he looked exactly like Woody from Toy Story. Didn't he, Si? It was weird. He literally, if there was ever a live action, they had to pick Jonathan. He looked exactly like him, shaped like him, same face.
Big log head.
So he's telling me this story about him. He had to go to doctors, and he said he's one of those blokes. He's a northern lad. He don't really go to doctors, and he said his stomach was killing him. He really had to go. So he goes to doctors, and the doctors put his finger up his backside, and he's checking away. And he said, "Listen," he said, "I've got a couple of things." He said, "But I can't tell without a stool sample." So all Jonathan And so, well, what's the stool sample? He says, well, all I need you to do, he said, is give me a bit of your excrement in a cup, bring it in, and we'll do some tests, and we'll do it from there. So he goes home, and his missus says to him, about a week or so later, his missus says, remember, you've got doctors tomorrow? And he's like, oh, no, and he's looking around, and he couldn't find a cup or anything. So he gets an old biscuit tin, right, this old tin biscuit. And it's in the middle of summer. It's roasted, and you know what England's like. There's no air conditioning there, and this is years back, so it's not like your house. So he gets his biscuits in, and instead of putting it, he actually takes a dump. He takes a big biscuit in, puts the top on it, gets on the bus, and goes in when he's waiting room with his biscuits in. And he said he sat there, and he said you can see everyone in the waiting room going. No. Anyway, so he's in there for about 45 minutes an hour until the nurse comes out and says, you know, I'm not going to say his second name just in case. Jonathan, come in, and he goes in with his biscuits in. And the doctor says, hello, Mr. Blah, blah, blah. He says, have you brought your sample? He goes, yeah, here it is. And the doctor went, fuck
Oh, man, it was stink, man. Oh,
it was, well, the way he told it, I was just like dead serious. Oh, yeah, the doctor wasn't happy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've seen George.
That's me.
So, Si, did you? Let me just go down here because I'm behind on the chat, and I know it's not like me. He's great to see him, Biker. It's great to see you too, Biker.
Yeah, catch up on that. I'm the first to complain about that chat if you're not caught up, so catch up on it quick.
Yeah, I will do. Where's Salacious? Yeah. Oh, I love Miriam. I love. Nice to see you.
Can I just ask a question? How come, right, you are in Australia, Dan, and you're in America, Mark? So how come it's me and Tez with the tans and you two are pasty as hell?
Yeah. Yeah,
because it's 40 fucking degree heat over there. You've been down the shop and you've got you look like a half bloody black fella. You've only been down the shop.
Honestly, Dan, they make me laugh. I was watching the news and everyone in England's like, oh, the weather, and they said, oh, it's nearly 90 degrees. I'm like, 90 degrees? What's that? You know what I mean? 90 degrees. Oh,
that's not.
You've got to put
Matt Coslow, she's from Scotland, and she can look like bacon in the sun, so that's why she had.
So
there
like
we go, Mark.
in the middle of summer here, we can get up to 40, 43, 45 degrees. And it might go for 14 days straight. You know what I mean? Yeah. So if you put it into perspective, if you flipped where the UK is now, stuck it in the southern hemisphere, it would actually be about 800 k's south of Tasmania, right? So Tasmania is the one little map with a badge, right? So it's 800 k's south is where the UK would be if you flipped it down.
If it was temperature-wise, yeah, I get you.
Temperature-wise. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean, it's no wonder.
Yeah, but the British moan about. I mean, it's been like 3 days of hot weather. It has. It has been hot, but like we've all gone out and gone to work still.
I believe that like 5% of the houses have air conditioning. You know what I mean? They're all double glazed, double brick. You know what I mean? So it's just trapping the heat in and making it 3 times hotter.
Well, that's what we were saying on the news that England, well, Britain, Scotland, Wales, they're not built for this sort of.
No, we're supposed to. It's keeping the heat in the house, and we haven't got aircon. But I always like the Peter Kay quote. It's bloody hot. That's just cool summertime. Have a Solero and fuck off.
Did me and you fight over keeping? No, really. We didn't really fight over toys.
No, because my mum. I've always said it from the beginning. I think mums were the best collectors of us all because my mum had 4 boys, and when she went out, she knew exactly what we already had, exactly which one of us had this one. So she tended to buy us different ones. Because then we will say, well, we've got 4 different figures at home instead of all having like the same. So we never really
nabbed it, right?
No,
we had fights ruined, but we never had fights over.
Yeah. Oh, there you are. Mike didn't like it.
Like it.
So. Right. Okay.
I loved it.
I loved it.
Yeah, I remember you said them Ford stand. I like them a lot.
Oh, there you go. What is your item in your collection?
It's G1 Megatron without a shadow of a doubt. I absolutely love that. That's my number one. I'd say my number two is Biker Scout, Return of the Jedi.
Oh yeah, man, yeah.
I just bought one recently off Andy of Holly Chronicles, and God bless him, the one he sent me, I could not have asked for one in better condition. I mean, Tez, he'll be 40 years old, and I'll love that. He said it was immaculate. It was like it was bought last week. It's amazing. So
have you got it with you now?
No, I haven't. It's upstairs.
Oh, you prepared for yourself, didn't you?
It was the pickup. She said, pick up what you picked up this week. So I have done.
Right, let's have a look then. Come on then. Let's have a look what you've got, Brian. I'll make
I've got a decent one. I haven't got a decent one to hand.
Well, the first thing I picked up this week was it comes today was this.
Oh, nice. There you go. Yeah.
I'm only collecting these ones. I'm not collecting any of the other black sticks. I just collect the Return of the Jedi ones, and I really like them the way they're done like this. Even though, did you not say these boxes going to be chain mark?
Yeah, the front's gone. If you watch the front side, the actual front of the box is gone.
Someone's mum's ringing.
It was somebody for me then, yeah. And then I picked up this. And like what Des T said before about swapping stickers, I think somebody swapped this because I picked this up the other day and it was £3.
Nice.
Oh, nice. Yeah. What? Someone. Where was that from? £3 from where?
Asda.
Asda.
I know these are about £10-12, aren't they? So when I saw it for £3, how can that be £3? I scanned it, came through. Thanks very much.
That's mad.
Yeah.
They've never got any in Asda, my Asda.
And then I picked up this and I absolutely love this. I've been waiting for this to come out, but it was
yes.
This, honestly,
wow. I've been thinking about getting some RoboCop stuff because.
Where did you get that from, mate?
I bought it from Props and Replicas online.
Yeah, I've been thinking about getting some RoboCop stuff.
But this is apparently it's got a spring load leg test, so you can put out the gun in the leg.
Oh, can you? Oh, yeah, that's the move. That cover is so iconic.
And this was the last thing I got. It's just to finish off the Turtles collection, which was
Casey Jones.
Because I love the 3 Turtles films, and especially the first one. So I've been getting them all in.
Yeah. Does he get a cricket bat? Does he get the cricket bat?
Yeah.
Who plays who? What did he say in the movie? Who understands cricket? It says that in the movie? Yeah.
So this is what I mean, Si. You show yourself off, and it's all different types of pop culture, not just the same thing.
No, like different stuff.
Yeah,
well, that's what you do,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Si, do you still have your childhood toys?
Yeah,
he does.
Man, good man, good on you, man. I think he died this week, didn't he?
Alan Grant.
Alan Grant, yeah. Lobo, DC, yeah.
Chris sent me, when he said it's shocking, really, how many he sent me so far this year. Who has died in the art world, and I'm like, my God, they keep dropping like flies. Neil Adams,
Alan Grant, yeah.
Cell died, didn't he? And now Alan Grant's gone.
Alan Grant's died. I mean, he's creator of so many DC classics. So I only read that yesterday. It's like shit, man. People are dying.
Well, I'll tell you the truth for me, and I know it sounds a bit cliche, but it does feel weird living in a world without Stan Lee anymore, doesn't it? It just doesn't.
Yeah, a little bit.
Things. I always want Stan to come on and do his bit, but not anymore.
Yeah.
Don't you worry, Dan. We'll also be sub, mate. We love your channel. We're big Dan Chart fans.
Yeah, it's a nice guy, Dan.
Hey, Simon, love your artwork. Oh, yeah. Now, did you have an issue with graffiti? You used to, Si, because I remember you did YouTube about 10, 15 years ago where you'd go around and film all graffiti and explain how they did it and so forth. So
Yeah, really, my love has always been graffiti. I've loved graffiti from the very beginning. I'm a massive big hip-hop fan, and the two go arm in arm, really, so I've always loved it. When I was a kid, I used to be one for always tagging under train stations and stuff in Blackpool around the files. Yeah. And again, that was right. We did have quite a few artists here, and a few years back, I did make a whole YouTube channel. That time, it was called Obi-Wan Size 75, and I'm going 2009 here, 2010. And me and my mate,
They were
No.
good videos.
He did about 200 videos, but nobody watched him. I was as wooden as hell. Do you know what I mean? I just said forget it. But we did do a few.
we've got a pro really before making YouTube stuff way before us.
You boys.
Yeah.
There you go. There you
Been
go.
there, done that. Got the t-shirt, haven't you? Sorry.
Yeah.
That's a shame that what happened.
did.
Was it when Google took over YouTube, or was it?
What it was, truthfully, was I just got bored of it. I was just like, I can't be bothered. I hate being tied down making videos every week. I've got to put them out at a certain time. I couldn't stand hanging around for them to download. You know, it's for some people, but for other people, I prefer being in the chat. I like being a soldier. Do you know what I mean? I'm one of them.
Yeah.
I'd rather watch the show and let you lot entertain me than the other way around.
Who's older, Si? So obviously, Si, look at him. He looks about 10 years older than me.
Isn't it 9 minutes? You're 9 minutes older than
9
Shabby.
minutes.
There you go.
Yeah.
Longest 9 minutes of Mark's life, aren't they, Mark?
But you are an older brother, Si. You are. Do you know what I mean? Every time there's an issue or a problem, I'll just phone our Si.
Like I said, that bring the step down. But when my dad did one at the age of 11, we had no choice. You know, my mum had to go out and work, so I just looked after my brothers.
It's all right, like.
See you, like.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. So, Si, talk about your artwork. I know you're going to be showing it on Salacious, but ever since we were kids, you've always drawn, Si. I've never known you without a pen or a pencil in your hand. So, what's kept you going after 30 years to still keep drawing it? Because some of the stuff, it's going to sound biased coming from me because I'm your brother, but Si, you showed me something last night, and I'm not going to say anything because I know it's up and coming, but I was just blown away by this.
People know about it because I've been saying it in the chats and stuff. I've done a portrait of Connor Fuller. It's an X-Wing inspired. I won't say anymore. It's X-Wing inspired. I found out at Echo how much he loves Luke X-Wing, and he does so much for everybody. You know, I see him on here, and I see him in all the chats, and he's doing everybody's moderating for him, isn't he? And all this and that business. He's such a nice guy and supports everybody. He sent me a lovely gift. I can't see any lies. The gift he sent me was just out of this world. I loved it. So I thought I'm going to do something nice for Connor. So that'll be revealed on Salacious Room on Monday night. But yeah, I've always drawn, yeah. She gives me shit.
Yeah.
But wait till Connor sees it. Like I said, we had an Instagram chat last night, and there's only me and Scott on Hawkspot at the time, and I said, look at this, and it was like, wow. Yeah. Connor's going to go mad. He's going to go mad.
True gent, like I said, I spent the day with him at Echo, and he's a true gent, Connor Fuller. Like they all are. I met a lot of them boys over there. There's only you missing, Tez, and Matt.
I know, yeah, we were missing. We went the Echo before, didn't we? It was like, gutted.
Monkey Boy talked about it. I cannot wait.
We talked about it a while at the beginning, didn't we? Yeah. Did you go to art college or anything, Si, or did you do anything like that?
Yeah, I went to Royal St. Anne's Art College. I went for 3 years.
Hang on a minute. Look at this.
Sorry, what?
I look like a ghost, but Si looks like George Clooney. What?
Yeah. I did 3 years at art college. I did 3 years at art college as well. It was the best. It was better. I did 3 years at university as well, which was great. But the 3 years at art college, art foundation, and what was the course I did? I did a 2-year course in art. I can't remember. A national diploma. No, a general diploma in art and design. I loved it. I was thriving off of, when the sort of community in the art college, you're thriving off other people and stuff. Yeah. I loved all that. I've kept all I've got like three A1 folders full of me. I've got 3 years of live nuddy women in there.
A question for you, Si. Did you actually do Connor like you do your French women?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Do me like you do the French woman.
It's funny what I keep on collecting saying here because I've got so much stuff at Si's house, all my vintage stuff. It's ridiculous, isn't it, Si, what I've got? Yeah, I've got
So
there.
what's the vintage stuff that you've got in America then? Have you got like?
Si sent most of it over, but there's still loads of stuff. I think what's there, Si? I mean, it's been about 8 years, since 9 years.
Yeah, what's he got on your attic, man?
A lot of it. Do you know what? There's quite a few Clone Wars stuff, to be fair, as well. You've left quite a few
as well.
You've got like, you know, the big. I can never remember what they're called from Star Wars. You know, in the Clone Wars, the attack ship where they all jump out, attacks clones. You know,
the dropship. The gunship, yeah,
gunship, that one, yeah. You've got a few of them. Yeah,
I've got it there, yeah.
I think my Jabba's there, my Scout Walker's there, Rebel Transport is there.
You've got TIE Fighter. There's another TIE Fighter. There's about 3 X-Wings. There's an Imperial Transporter, that transporter thing. It's quite a lot.
Yeah. Have you got a spare B-wing blaster? Because Shabby's been trying to send me one for 2
I'll just send you his. It's not like he's going to come back to it. I'll just send you his.
2 years ago.
Thunderbooks, is Thunderbooks still going? Si? I remember Thunderbooks.
No, it's a shame. It's been going since the 70s. You know, when it first started. Because I'm a massive 2000 AD fan, and when I used to go and get my 2000 AD, it was always at Thunderbooks, without a doubt.
Yeah.
You've always felt the place to get it from. Do you know what I mean? And the guy had it for so long, and then he took ill with health, and the guy he sold it to turned it to a company called Infinity Comics. I don't know what's happened. It's all closed up. It's not the same.
I've got a Blackpool question quickly for Si and Shabby, because I know Shabby, you put a picture up of a Blackpool Tower in the 80s when it had a King Kong on it.
Yeah.
But I can't remember what it must have been, like 1982 or early 80s. When I was a kid, this is on the news as well. I went to Blackpool. There was a crazy guy who climbed Blackpool Tower and was up there for 5 days. Do you remember that?
I do, because it was me.
Oh, no, but do you remember that?
I know it wasn't you, Mark, because he said the word climb, so it's
right. Do you remember that? Do you remember? It was on national news. He climbed up. The police were after him, and he climbed up and he tied himself up there. Do you remember that?
No, I don't.
I do, yeah.
Do you remember?
But it happens a lot. It used to do till these stop people from going up there now, so you can't do it.
Right.
It was great though. I mean, it was great though as a kid. I mean, I've got to admit, we were lucky as kids to live where we lived, because Blackpool in the 80s and 90s was booming. Do you know what I mean? It was packed.
The Doctor Who experience,
everything. I mean, you were never out of work. You were never away from your friends. You always spent the day either on the coast or on the beach or in the nightclubs or pleasure. I mean, there's always something. You know, it was one of those places. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
in the nightclubs.
But it was, I mean, you know, you go to the Sandcastle one day, Pleasure Beach, to Swords. You know, you go. We were very lucky, but I ended up I just didn't like it. I think after a while, and I think it just went a little bit downhill for me. But Si loves Blackpool. Si's a massive fan of it. So yeah. Si, what is your favourite hip hop movie, and why is it Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo?
Breaking 2, when I was a kid, was a letdown badly, because I ate cabaret and all that sort of stuff, so I wasn't happy with that.
Yeah.
Breakdance. I was a big fan of Beat Street. Did like Wild Style. There's a few breakdance movies I loved as a kid.
Yeah. You guys are awesome. Oh, see you later, Tats and Toys. It's nice to see you.
Oh,
People got on the way behind.
You guys are awesome.
He'll be back. He'll be back.
Oh, look who's here.
Oh, look, come here, yeah.
Here he is, bless him. No insight. He's got him in underwear.
Hey, another good artist there, though. He's a very good artist, Chris.
Yeah, Chris. And Chris, Chris's nan grew up. Nan used to live in Livingston, so that's Blackpool.
I spent the day with Chris at Expo. He said a lot about you, Tez. He's like your brother,
isn't
he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he was like
he comes on here. He gives you loads on here, but he told me how much he thinks of you and how much he loves you.
I know. Apparently,
You'll ruin the whole persona of Chris Smith.
Oh, apparently, yeah. I gave him a couple of loose comics, and like that started his comic obsession. And he's more comics than I am, or and yeah.
I'll tell you what, Chris is one of those lads, I've got to admit, who genuinely makes me laugh. I mean, sometimes he'll come out with something or say something, and I'll never ever stop laughing. I mean, he's for that. He did something on. I don't really want to say it on the live stream, but he put a picture up on Twitter once months ago, and I fell off my chair. Never stopped. Even now thinking about it, he's so funny. He's a lovely bloke. So,
is that the one of the pig? One of the pigs.
No, the one with he showed something, and in the background there was something on the TV. Do you remember? And I'll never ever.
Yeah.
Oh, I laughed.
No. Yeah. 2 years at art college. Red voice gestures. I could show you if you want. I can get them out.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, they are. I know George would know. There we go, Simon.
Oh,
what was it about? So what was it about 2000 AD, Simon?
The artwork. I'll tell you something now. As a kid, I remember I was in hospital a long time as a kid. I had a nasty accident. I was in hospital for a full year and a half. And then I couldn't walk for 2 years after that.
Yeah.
And then I had to learn how to re-walk. Even at the age of 10, I had to completely learn how to re-walk. I was off my feet that long.
Sure.
And it was 2000 AD that I used to collect a lot. I mean, my uncles at the time, my uncle Stuart, he was banging to comics and stuff. So every time he took me to the hospital, he'd always leave me some comics on the side. And to me, truthfully, I think it's when reading 2000 AD that I knew I was always going to be an ink artist. I always just knew from that time. Yeah, and then for me, my biggest love is like Markle takes Batman. I love the Batman more than anything. And when in the 80s, when all the 2000 AD artists were all of a sudden pinched and they're all working for Marvel and DC, and you're getting the Watchmen out, you get the Killing Joke out, you're getting all these greats at the time. It all started for me with 2000 AD. I love it.
Yeah. That's why I always remember the Mexico '86 World Cup. It's simply because I was at Preston Royal Infirmary and he couldn't walk for a long time. He was in a wheelchair and everything. But they had this huge TV, and he was in the hospital at the same time as the football. So everyone was all around outside giving him sweets, and the lads were sat there. Oh, thanks, keep on. Yeah, it's lovely to have our side. I'm glad you came on side. You know what I mean? Because, like I said,
that's what makes you come to that comment at the bottom.
I was there with Chris on that day.
There you go, yeah. So, hi, Mike in Houston. Nice to see you, buddy. It is the weekend.
Yeah, Mikey.
Oh, nice.
It is. We start the weekend. Can't beat a bit of bottom. You can't beat a bit of bottom.
He's a guy as well. I met Dave and his wife Helen. They're a
I've met Dave and Helen. They're lovely, aren't they? Lovely. They're small. They're quite small, aren't they?
They're quite small.
Yeah, both of them are quite slight. All right, I was like, all right, Dave. You said little.
Are you tall? How tall are you, Tez?
I'm just under 6 foot, but like everybody else was massive when I went to Echo.
All my friends, they all tower over me, every one of them.
How tall are you, Si?
About 5'9".
Oh, you smaller?
Can't be 5'9", can I? I'm not that small.
You are. Yeah.
Probably.
Oh, right, you're small. All right, okay. I'll be like, all right, Si.
No, I won't say 5'9", Si. About 5'9.5", something like that.
Well, you're twins, so you should be the same height, shouldn't you?
No, I know. Yeah, I've always been twins.
They're twins like Arnie and Danny DeVito. One goes
muscles, I get
and the other one's all the shit. You see?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
He's another one. John from Redmond.
Jonathan,
We're very lucky. Me and Tess have said this, and Matt since we started USR, that you know the chat that we have. I mean, we've sat behind the scenes, haven't we, saying, "Oh, how funny they are," and this is why we've always said, "Yeah, USR was me, Matt, and Tess," but it's all of us, isn't it?
Everybody, it's everybody.
Yeah, it's everybody. Because it wouldn't be a USR.
Yeah,
there wouldn't be a USR without you.
Because my when we left the Pally Boys, my intention was to do a few streams of, maybe like me, Matt, and Shabby do a few streams, and like, I'll do it because I've got a good laptop. I'll do it, and then I just thought, maybe like Vintage Dave and Reynolds reviews, and you know, like I don't know, DTM could you know do the next week's stream, and but that didn't happen. But that was because everybody in the chat is sort of is USR really, and there's no
Tez. That's what it was, wasn't it? We missed it. Me, you, and Matt got together, and we said, you know, it was you know. So I'm really glad that we did it, you know, because it's like I said, it's always felt like just three lads in a pub with their mates, you know. We talk about everything on here, don't we? Everything. So let's have a look. Thanks to all the guys. I didn't act out or two.
I shit my pants at the Nantwich. For me, Chris, and Chris's brother Andrew, the Nantwich show was a big a yearly event. There you go.
Big Bond fan. Loves James Bond, doesn't he?
He does. Yep. Ding, 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 ding.
So I look 6'5" on screen. Yeah.
He does.
No, I'm just over 6'1", and Si's always been a bit shorter than me. Always.
Yeah, I'm about 6 foot, just under.
Yeah, you're not small.
There's another one though, Eagle Comics, the artwork in Eagle Comics, especially the war stories, just mind blowing. Loved them.
Dan Dare and all that, yeah.
Bloody Boss Bounty and Red 5, it's them two in it. I haven't got long arms.
You just poked me in the head from North Carolina. Stop it.
Yeah.
5'10".
Yeah,
I'm 5'11".
Although I do know Matt's 6'2".
Yeah, Matt is tall. And Boss Bounty Tim is tall. I tell you who is small is Nick from Only One Kenobi. He's tiny. He's tiny. He's about the same height as Josh. He's tiny.
Is he?
Funny story. Nick actually sued the council for building the pavement too close to his ass.
Yeah.
You have to get a stair lift. You have to get a stair lift, doesn't he, Ed, to get off to get into the car.
Yeah.
I've been taller than Ted since I was 12. It's difficult to check through as he's always knelt down.
Chris was such a little petite child, and now he's just like he's like the Rock. He's huge.
Yeah. Here we go. George is 6 foot, but built like a Greek god. Nice, George. Nice. I know. I'm getting close to that. Bloody hell! I've got to knock it on the head, definitely. But Si, artwork. Do you have any artwork to show us? We'd love to see some of your work, mate. We'd love to.
I've got these two next. Again, these. I left them to Slater's Run to do the giveaway. So I presume people know how. I think you got to go onto my Instagram or something. He knows.
It was well complicated. It's well complicated.
Yeah, it's well complicated.
I gave up. I was like, what? Where? What? It's really complicated.
That's fantastic. It's real.
That's gorgeous, man.
Yeah, it is.
You could be in winning it. You could win that.
Beautiful, man.
You've got to send in 3 proofs of purchase of buying monkey poo. And,
yeah, you have it. It's really complex.
That's cool, Si.
That's awesome.
All these are original, and I sometimes I'm not blowing my own trumpet, but sometimes people like them to be signed, off the artist. So if you want them signing, whoever wins, you can be signed.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's so cool, man.
Yeah, you can sign that one to me, Norris.
It is. Why is it so complicated? Why do you mean you have to go onto your mum's Twitter account?
Yeah. Stand
on one leg when there's a blue moon, and then write the best message. It will all be explained again on Salacious's.
Is that it, Si? You want to show us another one?
I've got some more if you want to see some more.
Yeah, get him out, Si. Get him out. This is the only time you'll ever come on our show, so you might as well see him. You won't come back.
Si is small because that chair's actually a Lego chair.
Here we go. Right, hang on, let me make you big.
Well, this one again, eventually, I always keep an art pad and I just do drawings in it and stuff, and they're not for anything. They're not to keep up, but some people like them, so I was going to give a few of these away as well in the future. This is Dr.
Oh,
Afri.
Afri, look at that. It's awesome, man.
Yeah, so that's going to be given away.
Oh, Claire's SG cruiser.
On the planets.
Oh, brilliant.
Ooh, yep. That's gorgeous, man.
One I'll be giving Salacious Rum, which I'll be sending to him.
Oh, Philly, yeah. That's mental. That is brilliant.
That's
He loves
awesome.
that thing, doesn't he?
It looks like, yeah.
This one I did for Jason, actually. It's Descent to Jason O'Toole, which is...
Oh, nice, man. Batman, is that
That's
like that?
amazing.
Yeah, that's good.
He loves Batman 89.
Batman,
I think Mark's having this one.
Yeah.
oh, yeah, that's good, yeah. Sorry, Chris said something.
But I also, like, again, my company's Mangafandanga, and I love manga, and I draw quite a lot of manga.
Yeah, I love how you got the light off the hair there is just ace.
Yeah. So again, I'll be giving it. This is, I've got one here. It's actually for when Mark gets to 1,000. I actually showed it before.
1,000.
So in the year 2036, I'll be giving this away.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you said 1,000 or 800, wasn't it, Mark?
800. 1,000
800.
will take me forever.
When we're about 70 and Mark gets to 800, we'll be giving away.
Ooh,
The fighter,
yes.
the fighter.
So
Yeah,
that'll be
That's
going.
beautiful.
yeah.
That's
There's a few parts of receiving printing this one.
How do
Yeah.
you do it though? Because the way you've done that shading on a red, it looks like it's that pleather, that vinyl kind of stuff. It's amazing how you do it. I couldn't draw like that for top. I mean,
So-
I can't remember the last time I drew anything, to be honest.
Yeah, you're wrong there, Mark. Because when you was younger, you was quite a good artist, but you preferred to be down alley with birds and stuff like that, and you did draw. So so that's what it was.
Painted the tan red.
The summary.
He can
Go on,
tell you how he does it, but then he'd have to kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although Jen's a really, my wife's, I mean, you see my furniture, and my wife's really good at hand painting, and she does all that. She's really good. I'm surrounded by talented people.
So when you use your Indian ink, do you use it with a brush and the Indian ink pots, or do you use any pen, any pen work on it as well, or?
I used the same pots since I was 15.
Yeah.
I think I
used to have them. Yeah, I've still got some dried out ones in my art box.
I've got a full digital setup. I've got all this stuff. I just can't shake off Indian ink, pencil work. Just can't shake it off.
It's that sheen, isn't it? When it dries, black Indian ink. When it dries, it's that sheen, isn't it? That you kind of get.
Yeah, you do get a glare from certain things. Yeah, but I've noticed that really most of the time under glass, you don't tend to get it, and over time it does fade a lot. The one thing I don't like working in is that when you use certain materials and certain backgrounds, those that are working in will know you get like a fade, like a little line all the way through, and you paint a lot of black. You stop for a bit, get your ink back on, and there's always a little fade line. It drives me crazy.
Oh,
so I try to get rid of that, you know what I mean, entirely.
I tell you what, Si, you're getting some love in this chat, mate. A lot of people like your work; they really do. Wait,
yeah.
Well, it's not that. Listen, I don't big myself up about my artwork. It's something that I love to do. I've done since I could hold a pen in my hand. I could draw before I could write. Do you know what I mean? I passed my GCSE when I was in the 4th year at school, not the 5th year. My 5th year was spent getting into college. You know what I mean? College, to be fair, didn't really teach me anything, to be fair. I studied light and perspective when I was at college because that's what I thought, might teach me something. But all I can say to anybody, an artist, who anybody likes to draw, just keep drawing. Draw everything. Draw everything you see and look at everything. Secondly, don't just look and look again and again and again. And you'll improve. Everyone will.
There you go, Si. So it's more or less pencil and Indian ink in it, Si, that you.
What I work out, I draw everything out in pencil. Everything goes in pencil first, the whole lot. Once it's in pencil and I'm happy with it, then I'll draw the whole lot out with a black outline. Then I'll just rub the lot out. It drives Claire mad because she sees this really good piece of in pencil, put a thing on, and then I'll just get rid of it all, So that's
Can you draw? Ed, can you draw? Can you do artwork?
I can draw stick figures.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
I cannot draw. I can't do any art. No, nothing like that. I can spend shit tons of money and buy cool shit, but that's about it. Actually, so you know that I've had lots of different jobs over the years.
Right.
But my first job was I'm a chef by trade. So, but I never called myself a chef. I was actually more like a fitter and turner because I'd fit it into a pan and turn it to shit.
So what's Posca pens? Do you use Posca pens at all?
No, I've got Posca pens. I've got all sorts of stuff, but I only ever seem to go back to red Indian ink, crimson, black, and pencil. It's just what it's just what I've tried every other form. I still keep going back to that. But I suppose after you create your own style, and I think I'm safe from the knowledge of saying that if people looked at my art, they'd know it was Mangafandanga that did that one. Do you know what I mean? Am I safe in saying that?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It stands out, doesn't it?
100%.
Well, you do that. I mean, you look at a EdFive one, or you look at Chris's, and you can tell who's done them. Or smugglers. You know, every piece of work I've seen in our community, I can tell who's done it. Do you know what I mean? You're all talented, every one of you. Well, you all bring something to the table. All your art's not the same. So when you look at yours and EdFive and Smugglers and Chris, everyone's got the unique. Is that what you're trying to say? Like your own unique style, if you will.
You find your own love of what you're doing, and you create a sort of unique look. Do you know what I mean?
Got you, pal. Got you.
I was always a big fan of Conti Crayon. You know that.
What's the way you say that, Tez?
Conti Crayon and a bit of just black pilot pen. I did a lot of those alien H.R. Geiger stuff when I was in my youth.
I can't even.
I watched a video of it. There's a guy on YouTube and he's called Unusual Things, and he goes around famous British people's graves. I don't know if you've watched him, but it's quite a good video. It's called Paul, and he just visits famous people that you know and just people that you know from the UK that have died. And he went to Geiger's, and honestly, Tej, you want to see this?
I've seen it. I've seen. Yeah, it's like
it's like something from Alien, isn't it? It's like the whole design, his art on it. I've got books on Geiger. It's amazing.
Yeah, the Necromon and all that sort of stuff.
Just like the dead-eyed look in all his art and all that. The women were beautiful, but always twisted in like a
Well, yeah. You've told me about this three-way piece, Si. This sounds pretty intriguing. This is it. You Smugglers and Chris that's doing it.
Well, to be true with you, there was a few things I was going to say to Chris, and obviously I know Chris, he won't mind me saying it on here. But the truth is that we all agreed at the time we're going to do this with Tez, because again, Tez does a lot for people, and he's another one that needs his channel building up. So we said that me, Smuggler, and Chris are working three-way on a great big Batman piece. Chris is taking 3 villains, I'm taking 3, Christian's taking 3. Once it's done, it's going to be donated to Tez as a giveaway on his channel. Yeah, to yours, yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll do that then. It's got a logo.
I think that Chris will agree with me, but I've been thinking about asking Tubbs to come in on it as well. I'd like Tubbs to.
Tubbs has got some good stuff,
Yeah. I saw his Soundwave last week, and his Venom that he did was really good. And I'm going to, well, no, now, Chris, but I was going to say to him, I think we should get Tubbs in on that.
Yeah,
you know, if somebody was to win that, and it was done by 4 people from the community, do you know? I think that would be a.
Well, I would give that away on one of my when I get to 1,000 or something.
Whatever you think, but what we said. Yeah. No, we were saying what should we do with it after, and we all agreed give it Tez. Let Tez get some more, and get his channel up a bit more. So that one will be donated to you.
Thanks, man.
Des T writes here, are you a professional artist, Simon? If not, what do you do for a living? I'll answer it for you. The amount of my bills that Si's paid through his art has been fantastic.
Pays off.
Well, thank you, Simon.
Anytime now, I'm moving into production of T-shirts. So anytime release, I'm only going to keep them limited, though. I'm going to do 50 T-shirts. That's it. But I'm going to do them all sizes, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. That's a good show. I always keep missing it because I know it's on Josh's channel, Captain Cave's thing. Have you seen these videos? Have you ever watched them, Tez, where the lads get together? I think it's Vern and Dan Denny and, they get together and make these dioramas. And
Oh no, yeah, I've seen that. They're good.
Was showing me a lightsaber he made, and I thought that's awesome, man.
Yeah,
so
it's good.
Yeah, I'm really going to try and watch one of them because they sound intriguing. They really do.
Yeah, it sort of inspires you to do sort of similar stuff they're doing.
That's a good point, Fuller, because if people join my Patreon, I wouldn't have to pay my bills. So, so really, you open Sai out. Do you know what I mean? So,
no, you say things like that. I don't understand. I know what it's like you said, when you were growing up and there was just my mum with those four. You know what it's like them for, you know. That's all it is. Kids cost a fortune.
I don't know what Geiger. What's Geiger? I don't know what it is. I haven't a clue what it is. Geiger.
Oh, come on, Shabby. Where's the meat?
Thanks for having me. I'll see you next week. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for everybody. Come on, Shabby.
I don't know what it is.
Josh has nicked me. Josh has nicked me.
Sometimes, Mark, I can watch the show. The best is when you said I haven't seen They Live, and I'm like, well, I can't believe it.
I still haven't seen it.
Geiger. Oh, I've lost my Geiger book. I haven't got it.
I've got that Geiger book, Tez.
I've got the book. Yeah, H.R. Geiger was the. You watched Alien. He was the designer behind Alien. He was Swiss, wasn't he? Swiss designer.
Was he?
Yeah.
You know my Alien pictures I put up. That they're all Geiger inspired. Yeah, he did stuff for Dune. He's done lots of album covers. Yeah, there's nobody like H.R. Geiger.
So Geiger is a bloke then? He's an artist.
He died. Where's my Geiger book?
Tez, Jonathan said, dump the Specky and move to a far more superior Commodore 64 and you'll hit 1,000 easy. What? The Commodore's American. I'm about being British. What? It's a far more superior sound feel, he says. Doesn't know. I don't. I'm sorry. I haven't a clue who he is. Yeah, good old Claire. She doesn't bloody know either. Have you ever heard of Ed Geiger?
Claire does know.
H.R. Geiger. and Lady Parts. Yeah.
Was he?
Yeah.
Right, we're down. Let's have a look. We're down to the bottom. So this has been awesome. Ed, always a pleasure having you, mate. Always. I absolutely love Danny Boy at the top. Sai, so how did you dress rehearsal go, Sai? All ready for Salacious on, what is it?
Yeah, looking forward to being on Salacious on Monday, yeah.
Yeah. Well, Dan, tell everybody where they can find you. Tell them about your channel, and we'll go from there.
So you can find me in Ed's EdFive channel. 4 videos at the moment. A couple more on the way soon. Bloody Aussies are eating me alive. Otherwise, Aussie Blue Snaggletooth, and on Instagram, and yeah.
I will say, mate, that cell that you've done it looks good, man. You've done a good job behind you. That looks awesome.
Thanks.
Yeah,
it's a work in progress. It's a work in progress.
In fact, let's just make you big a minute so I can show everybody your work in progress.
Actually, I need to show. This will be getting reviewed shortly.
Ooh, Vampira.
Like that.
Ooh, this is sexy. This is sexy, lady.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Yeah.
You just pull stuff out of that room, Dan, don't you? You just pull it out. You mention it, you just turn around, and there it is.
There it is. It's
like a room. Like I'm the same as Ed. It's just like. Bing.
There's one thing I was going to show you before we go. It was Super Awesome Geek Show. He got me into these, and they're called Joy Toys, and he sold one on here, and I fell absolutely in love with it. I've managed to buy 3, but this one...
The robots. Oh, these are amazing.
Oh,
songs.
yeah. Let's have a look before we go.
Make it big.
Look at this thing.
And they're quite affordable as well, aren't they?
Well, this was 80 quid.
Yeah, but still, for 8 quid, look what you
honestly, it's fully articulated. Even every single finger moves, it all closes up. It comes with this little guy, and this guy's like really, really tiny, but fully articulated.
Yeah. No, I saw John did a video, didn't he, of it? I just thought, wow, they're awesome.
With tiny little weapons like that, and these guns, mad.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, when I saw it on John's, I fell in love with him. So I bought 3, but when I cracked open. Shouldn't have done.
And can you sort of customize them as well? It's, swap and chop and round and stuff.
Don't know, Tez. All I know is that all these bits you have to put on yourself. So when it comes, all these little extended bits and everything like that, you have to fix all, do all that business. But it's fully articulated. It moves in every direction you can think. But and they really are a good sturdy figure.
Yeah.
Right heavy.
That's fully articulated. Look at that.
Oh God, what is that?
Doesn't get much more articulated than that.
No.
What's it called?
Tongue lasher.
Tongue lasher.
Tongue lasher.
Tongue lasher.
Look at
Coming
that.
right at you.
I'd be scared to death. I'd be scared to death. No chance.
I love being able to walk the snake out.
Watch it out. Where's me?
Big stuff, what you got there. Yeah, it's been awesome having you on, and Ed. It's been a great. Matt will be back next week. Good old Matt. Feels weird without Matt being here, but I think this is So Matt will be back next week.
I'll be this time next week. I'll be traveling 350 miles back from Chester. So I got my niece's wedding, and I'll see Chris there. Won't I, Chris? Is Chris going?
Will the lovely Babs be there?
Oh, she will. She will indeed. Yeah. I'll meet up with Chris next week. I think if he's going, I'm not sure if he's going or not. We spoke about it, but I imagine he is.
Yeah, and I'm Shabby Geek, so it used to be Mark Shabby Geek, but I changed it to Shabby Geek. It's just easier. So if you'd like to subscribe to me, and Tez is at one Tez. I'm at
Roland's Reviews on YouTube, and Tesmondo74 on Twitter.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's perfect. Let me just get down to the end of this, and then we'll go. So I don't want to miss anybody off. And again, thank you so much to the chat, man. I mean, you know how much this chat means to us. We absolutely love it. So.
And Shabby's done good. Shabby done good tonight. Shabby done good.
Yeah, I think I'm getting there. It's like I said at the start, I was a bit, oh man, because I am nervous about it. But yeah.
It's like riding the bike, mate.
It is though. It's like, yeah.
Did you mean that, Ed?
Tongue lasher.
That is true.
Yeah. Cheers, Jay. Nice to see you, Jay.
So, no, I was standing up. Sorry, I was flying low. Did I have egg on my chin?
I didn't know he was in the chat.
No, I won't see Chris at the wedding. Okay. Very posh, Chris.
Yeah, George, cracking show, and
thanks,
have a look. Blacked out Ewoks and the Lend with Connor Fully. Shabby nailed it. Well, thank you all so much. So anyway, this has been Shabby Tez with EdFive and a good old Mangafandanga himself. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe to Ed. Yeah, we'll all see you on Salacious on Monday. Saying good luck, mate. Because I say that.
Oh, you'll be fine. You'll roast him. You'll roast him, Si. You'll roast him.
All right, everyone. Good night, everyone.
If we don't, this will leave.
All right, late.
The monkey lizard.
Hi, David.
The monkey lizard. Oh, Dave, I'm with my fans here. Oh, man.
All right. Nice to see you, Dave. All right. We'll see you all soon. See you later.
See you all soon.
See you guys.